said, the cripples are ready.
Derek Taylor, Beatles publicist.
I said, what are they ready for? The Beatles? He said, oh, yes. I said, what do they want? He said, well, they can't move that much, so maybe if the Beatles had patted them, that would be enough. I said, I mean, lay their hands on them. He said, yeah, put it like that. So I went and I said, there's a dozen paraplegics waiting for you in wheelchairs. So, good enough, they trooped out, touched them, grinned, and said, you know, see you again.
The Maharishi.
The whole world movement has to be a cooperative enterprise, no?
I don't know what level he's on, but he's on the... We had a nice holiday in India and came back rested to play businessman.
John Lennon.
We were there 4 months, or George and I were. We lost 13 pounds and we looked a day older.
See, in the midst of all this activity and the world's attention and interest for transcendental meditation, I don't get a moment to think of silence.
You've got power, you've got to use it for the good. Because like everyone else, we read the papers, we go through all the things that most people go through. So if everyone wants to say a thing at a certain time, it's handy being a songwriter. You know, you can put your finger on it, like a Yellow Submarine. You know, that was lucky, though.
As we live a life of me, every one of us has all we need. Sky of blue and sea of green in our yellow submarine.
I mean, when I read the scriptures, I read about what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah before it was destroyed. And virtually speaking, what was happening there is exactly what's happening in London today. Sometimes when there was big offers made to go to, you know, different things like film once and something else, things went crash. They never came off. I either did something wrong or something happened. And I wondered why everything was sort of crumpling, you see. Well, after I was converted, after I became a Christian, I met different Christian people who told me that they were praying for me, that God would literally smash everything that I did and save me out of that life.
No Bonhomie anymore.
Eddie Rogers, ex-Tin Pan Alley publisher.
I couldn't phone up a disc jockey and say, oh, is that Mr. Murray? Oh, this is the ABC Publishing Company here. And he'd say, oh, yeah, we'll drop dead, you know. I'm going to say, hi, Pete, it's Eddie. Hello, Ed, what can I do for you? The whole business was based on that. Do you understand? It was all done on the Bonhomie and the Old Pals Act because he knew I would phone him with something that was good for him.
Every year, about 100 million records are born. A hit song can earn more in 12 months than most people earn in a lifetime. The revenue of one publishing company during the last 5 years exceeds the total famine relief sent to India during the last 10. With such resources, pop has become the most powerful selling medium of all time. The product will sell easily if the sound is right. So those who make the sound must be dressed and photographed and behave in a way that society, which sponsored them, expects. Thus, in newspapers, on television, and on radio, pop is the language of profit. Such today is the price of acceptance.
WABC 95.5 FM.
Disc jockey Dan Ingrams.
Goodbye to acne pimples and farewell to blackheads. Proper pH lotion acts so promptly that if you're not satisfied with results in 3 days, your money and your pimples will be refunded.
Dallas, Texas, a jingle factory considers how to sell the Mona Lisa with pop music.
I'd showcase it. I would package it, just as if it were a package of peas. Dignity comes up. Lasting qualities, semantics here, communication with first the client, with his needs again. Can't overdo that word.
Jingle executive, Jim West.
You've got French horns. It's a beautifully warm, colorful instrument. Back to bassoons again. Maybe a very light, subtle Marshall feel. In the background, with timpani lightly in the background. Kind of an anticipatory type thing, as if you are being charged with the opportunity of finally seeing something. So that visually, if the camera, for instance, were to finally frame in on the Mona Lisa, it would be as if you had been anticipating it, and finally, there it is, and it's a beautiful thing.
Beatles' one-time merchandise shop, Apple, in London's West End. A group called Grapefruit adorn themselves for their next public appearance.
Looking at the camera. That's great, still. Mike, just lean into camera more, into camera. Okay, just watch your...
Being immortalized for a new record cover, The Moody Blues.
Watch the camera, just ignore the smoke. That's fine, that's fine. Just hang on to that, and still. That's great, still.
It happens every day. You can pick up these papers. There's nothing there but headlines. The whole thing is a kind of degrading sort of scene. They're picking up articles and they're purveying kind of nasty little gossip. And they're combining that with a moral tone.
Manfred Mann.
I think it's absolutely terrible. Sometimes I pick up and I can't believe what they're writing.
Things that are most important.
Tony Hall.
Integrity.
Pop impresario.
Complete and utter dedication and involvement in their music and their art. Sincerity as people. And a genuine desire to be creative. Now look, Bill is married and he's got a child. Now, Bill, how old? 20, what are you now?
22 tomorrow.
20? Oh, happy birthday tomorrow. But listen. Now, look, Bill's wife, Susan, is a very, very attractive girl. Now, how about...
The big lie is probably the age lie, and it's told for financial gain, and I think that's wrong. It's not told, you see, to help the group, or to convey that in the group which is meaningful. And it's not told to keep the public informed, it's told to make extra money.
And there are those who say that pop music can only express now, as if now were different from previous times, either in moral stature or in musical achievement.
Tommy Steele, great fella, don't misunderstand me, more talented than enough. He's got a load of talent, Tommy, but I can remember when he was voted #1 guitarist. #1 guitarist. He's never played a guitar on his record in his life. It was either Roy Plover or Burt Wheaton playing the backing for him. And this was 10, 15 years ago. And this has been going on since time immemorial.
Ginger Baker, drummer with the Queen.
You get to a position or a feeling that you're not playing the drums, you're not playing your instrument, it's playing you.
At the performance, we come up on stage looking like we usually look, and then they come walking up on stage looking like they usually look, and the audience couldn't believe that they were on stage with us. United States Marines in full dress uniform with the Mothers.
Frank Zappa, leader of the Mothers of Invention.
People were just sort of quiet, waiting for something to happen. So I gave them the signal, and they lunged for the microphones and started screaming, "Kill, kill, kill." The audience laughed. Then I had them sing their